this is Crinstar, and today I, much like probably a lot of people that are into native instruments, I'm playing around with Glaze. It's kind of cool, I think. It's got a like synthesizer voice-ish type thing. I'm not going to go into much on what it can do. That's not the purpose of the video. The purpose of the video is I'm trying to make a beat. I have a couple of other things I'm playing around with. I got the Mello a while ago. I want to mess with it a little bit more. Got a nice bass sound to it, and at this moment today, there's a plug-in boutique sale on Silk for $10. Could not resist. So I'm gonna try the insane task of trying to make those into something cohesive. Probably not insane, probably cool. I have this going so far. And to get this far, I was messing around on the keyboard. Not this one. So let me... Can I disable the MIDI? I started with this. So what you're hearing is Glaze over the beat, played probably every beat. Let me get my things enabled again. That's not too bad of a start. What I want to do is I want to join these together, and I'm looking for the join. Otherwise, it's Control J. And then what I want to do is basically, I think we're gonna cut it right here. I noticed that a little too soon that there are two beats here, but a beat and a half over here, and this kind of lines up correctly. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut it right here. I'm gonna actually remove this. And then I got a nice aligned beat with an aligned melody. We're gonna put these two together. I'm gonna join this one to make it look all the same. And then I want this one. I want to change up my melody a bit. That's actually sounding halfway decent. A little. Kind of funky. Now, how do we merge this in? I'm thinking maybe do the same type of thing. Instead, let's move this up and see how this sounds. I like it. And then for the bass, I'm gonna probably do the same thing, because unimaginative. Editing the wrong track. I want to do something a bit different with the bass, kind of a 80-20%. 80% following the melody, 20% doing its own little thing. So let's do its own little thing. I am no longer amused with the bottom parts of these. I have sort of a idea going now for what I have on a loop here. Next, I would think about how to extend it longer into maybe a song using this idea of a loop that we have here. We could extend it another 4 bars. In fact, that's what I could do. We could do something cutting this up and use a little bit of difference for a fill or something on the 8th bar to make it different, especially on the last beats, 4 beats of the last bar. We could use some modulation, some extra effects to kind of make it weirded out. I think with this beat we can splice it up, put it back together on, it looks pretty clean, at least down here. We could slice it on the onsets there and be able to rearrange it or change it as we need, so that we can add in or take out a couple of extra beats if we need to make it a little bit different. We could use the tools XL. They just came out with Life, I think, thing that mixes around the samples and the beats. There's something similar to it. I've demonstrated it a couple times before. Okay, so I got loopmix up, and it's gonna kind of regenerate the beat for me, or the percussion. And as you can see, it could come up with some crazy permutations of the drum sample that I have, but it can come up with something that I like. And then what I could do is I could bounce it, and then I could use it as a difference for this one for kind of an A and B mix if I wanted to. So I could do it by time, and then I want to bounce in place and then mute it. So now I could use it as a kind of a type of B mix. And then copy my stuff over and kind of do the same thing with these things too. I could probably bounce this, bring that into loopmix, and change up the melody also. In fact, I'm thinking about let's do that. So we got that here. And then for loop mix, I can unmute it now. I can grab it. And then this right here is going to be hard to move it in. So what we need to do is we need to go into our project, current project, and then bounces, and we see the contact bounce. Randomize it a bit. All right, that's actually pretty interesting. So we can do the same trick here. Move it in here. Let's bounce it. And now when we're getting bored of the melody or the hoots of we can remove that. We can put in here. And then now we have sort of also a kind of a mix. And this is kind of sounding lower than this. We could take it and normalize it, bring it up a bit. I get overshot it a bit. Normally, we could probably increase it a bit this way. Ultimately, we could probably take a compressor on the channel and be able to use it between a limiter and it to help us with matching the sounds or matching the volume increases and decreases. That's probably way too annoying for some people by this moment, or they've checked out by now. Either way, kind of a cool. We can keep going with this until we make a full track of it. Very minimal type of production. Only about 3 or 4 tracks. Very minimal. Obviously, you probably want to put in some more samples and bring in a couple more instruments, probably at this point, to full in. Probably bring in some more layering. Layer some smaller stuff, layer the drums a bit more, bring in some different percussion styles, maybe some toms at some places, break it down, put it in a bridge or something. You can go all kinds of places this once it's at this peak. We have kind of an A and a B mix so that we could do the one thing for a while, mess with the turning off and on tracks, and then realistically go into our B side and then start messing around with it a bit more and get it really, really wild for that. But overall, pretty cool type of setup we got here. And I'm going to probably end the video. So hope you liked the video. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. And I will catch you later.